Good morning, fifth grade. Hopefully everybody had a great night. So now we'll get started with more integers. We're going to talk about adding integers today. So to figure out where we're going to find our adding integers notes, go up here into Google Classroom, click on classwork, go all the way down here to the integers topic, click on that, and right here you'll see adding integers notes. Click on that and we'll get started right now. So here we go. Let's take a look at this today. Adding integers. So now, basically, remember what an integer is. It's any whole number and its opposite. Okay, so remember, it cannot be a decimal. It cannot be a fraction at all. What we're going to be dealing with is like 6, -6, 8, -4, 13, -12. Those are all examples of integers. So let's remember here. It says the opposite of an integer is the integer on the opposite side of 0, okay? But the same distance away from 0. So remember we talked about distances away from 0 there. We're dealing with absolute values there, okay? So it says 8 and -8 are the same distance away from 0. So think about that. If we were to add them together, meaning the sum of the integers and its opposites will always equal 0. So basically what we're saying here is if I take my 8 and I add -8 to it, guess what my answer is going to be? 0. So if I had 4 plus, and I typically put if I'm dealing with negative integers, I typically put them in a parenthesis. Okay, 4 plus -4 is going to be equal to 0. Very good. So if I had -5 plus 5, you have your -5 plus a +5, you're still going to equal 0 there. So when they're the same distance away from our 0, you add them together, the answer is always 0. Okay, so we're going to have to deal with some key rules here. Rules are going to be very important with this. You have to follow these rules. You have to understand these rules. They may make your life a little bit easier. So it says, you can add integers using a number line. Yes, this is how we can start out with it, okay, but we need to move beyond the number line here soon. So we're not having to have a number line always out and looking at it to refer to it. So basically it says here, find the first number on the line. Move to the right to add a positive. Move left to add a negative. Okay, so if I have -3 plus 5. Okay, so we're going to start here at -3. So here's our point here at -3. Since we're adding a positive, we're adding a +5, we move to the right 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is 2. So -3 plus 5 equals 2. So very good with that. So we try another one. What if I had -4 plus 7? Okay, let's see where that's going to put us. So it says, hey, we're going to start here at -4. Okay, then we're going to add 7. Since it's plus a +7, we're going to go to the right 7 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have -4 plus 7 equals +3. Okay, good. So let's try another one here. So let's clear this up here. What if I had, let's go +4. +4 plus -6. So let's try this here. Okay, +4 plus -6. So I'm over here at +4. Okay, now, since we are adding a negative, we move to the left. So we're going to move to the left, the absolute value of this, 6 places. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, equals 6. Equals -2. Very good here. So 4 plus -6 is -2. So that's one way to use a number line in solving this. So let's look here at some examples here. So it says 5 plus -6. Okay, so we're going to start at +5. We're going to move here 6 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm here at -1. So 5 plus -6 is -1. Okay, here's some of the rules you have to know. These are going to be important. This rule here is actually pretty easy. This is the easiest one to follow along here. It states here, same signs. What I mean by same signs here, if you take a look at this 3, that 3 is positive. You take a look at this 4, that 4 is positive also. Okay, good. Let's look here, -8. The 8 is negative. Let's look at the 2. It is negative also. The signs are the same here, okay? The signs are the same. So the rule states, when the signs are the same, add the numbers together, keep the sign, okay? Keep the sign, which means, hey, 3 plus 4 is 7. These are both positive, so this will equal +7. Okay, let's look here. -8 plus -2. Well, the signs are the same. So what's 8 plus 2? 8 plus 2 is 10. Keep the sign, which means both these signs here are negative. Since it's negative, that means my answer is negative. So my answer here is -10. Okay, so make sure you put a big circle around this and write the word important beside it, because you must follow this rule. Signs are the same. Add them together, keep the sign. Okay, let's look here at the next rule. What happens now if the signs are different? Okay, a little bit more confusing, but follow along. Okay, as you see here, my 8 is negative, my 2 is positive. My 9 is positive, my 12 is negative. My 3 is negative, my 10 is positive. The signs are different. Negative, positive, positive, negative, negative, positive. They are different. So when they are different, first thing they want you to do is find the absolute value of each number. Remember, the absolute value of -8 is 8. The absolute value of 2 is 2. Larger number minus the smaller number. So we're going to be subtracting. Okay, when the signs are different, we are going to subtract these. Okay, take the larger absolute value minus the smaller absolute value. Okay, keep the sign of the larger number, or the larger absolute value, I should say here. So let's take a look here. So first of all, -8 plus 2. So absolute value of -8 is 8. Absolute value of 2 is 2. So I have my 8, my 2. It says then subtract the larger minus the smaller, okay? The larger absolute value is 8 minus the smaller. So 8 minus 2 is 6. Okay, see how we did that. Now, it says keep the sign of the larger number. Okay, so if I look here, the larger number was the 8. What sign does that 8 have? It is a negative sign, so my answer is negative. So we would say -8 plus 2 is -6. Okay, let's try the next one here. We have 9 plus -12. First of all, absolute value of 9 is 9. Absolute value of -12 is +12. Okay, take the larger minus the smaller. 12 minus 9 is 3. Good. Okay, third rule says, hey, take your larger number. What is the sign of that? So if I take my 12, I take a look. What is that 12? That 12 is negative. So guess what my answer has to be? Negative also. So my answer here was 3. So the answer has to be now -3. Okay, last one. Let's try this one here. -3 plus 10. Absolute value of -3 is 3. Absolute value of 10 is 10. Larger number minus the smaller number. 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, now we got to determine, is it going to be a +7 or a -7? Well, 10's my larger number here. Let's look back here at this 10. Hey, that 10 is positive. So guess what? My answer over here must be positive also. So my answer here is +7. Okay, you need to rewatch that. Make sure you go back and rewatch that so you understand the rules. So let's do some practice here. It says find the sum using number line or the rules. We're just going to use the rules. You got to get used to these rules. Okay, so we have 4 plus -12. As you see, signs are different. Absolute value of each, subtract them. So absolute value of -12 is 12. Absolute value is 4 is 4. So 12 minus 4 is 8. So right now we have our 8. Okay. Now we got to determine, is it positive or negative? Which is the larger number? The 12 was. What value does that 12 have? Is it positive or negative? It's negative, so the answer is -8. Very good. Okay, over here. -12 plus -14. There we go. Signs are the same. Since the signs are the same, it says add them together. I get 26. And keep the sign. Well, these are both negative, so we're going to have answer is -26. Let's take a look over here. Number 4. Look here. Signs are different. I get a positive 10, -1, absolute value of each, 10 and 1, subtract. 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay, so I got my 9 here. Which is larger, 10 or 1? 10 is. What sign does it hold? Well, that's a positive 10, so that makes this answer positive, so it is +9. Number 5, -2 plus -1. Signs are the same. Very good. So all we have to do is add these together. -2 plus -1 is going to be -3. Answer is -3 because we add them together. Keep the sign. Hey, same thing here. -50 plus -1. Signs are the same. Since signs are the same, add them together and keep the sign. Very good. Answer here is -51. There we go. -51. Okay, number 7, 8 plus -4. Signs are different. Absolute value of 8 is 8. Absolute value of -4 is 4. Subtract using those rules. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay, what's the larger number? 8 is. Is it positive or negative? It is positive, so this makes this answer positive. Answer is +4. Over here, signs are different. Very, very good. So that means we are going to do the absolute value. Absolute value of -9 is 9. Absolute value of 7 is 7. 9 minus 7 is 2. So right now we got a 2. We have to determine, is this 2 going to be positive or negative? 9 was the larger absolute value there. What sign does it have? It's negative, so that means my answer here is negative also. Answer is -2. Number 9. -3 plus -6. Signs are the same. Add them together, keep the sign. 3 plus 6 is 9. Both are negative, so my answer is negative. Why don't you try numbers 10 and 11? See what you get. Let's check them. Here we go. Okay, so as you see here, we have 5 plus -6. Signs are different. So go 6 minus 5 is 1. Which is larger? The 6 is. It has a negative, so the answer is -1. Next one here, 3 plus -6. Signs are different. 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 is larger. It has a negative. The answer is -3. -1 plus -6. -1 plus -6. Signs are the same. Add them together, keep the sign. Answer is -7. Very good, guys. Here we go. Last one. Add 2. Okay, -7 plus 2. Signs are different. Absolute value of -7, 7. Absolute value of 2 is 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay, now which is larger, 7 or 2? 7 is. What sign does it have? A negative. My answer here is -5. We've got -4 plus 2, -4. Signs are different, so it gets 4 minus 2 is 2. We have that. And the 4 is larger. It's a negative, so we'll make this answer -2. Last one, we know it's a difficult one. 0 plus 2. Yes, you are correct. That answer is 2. Okay, guys, hopefully you understood that. Make sure you memorize the rules. Rules are going to be extremely important when adding integers, and even more important when we get into subtracting integers in a couple of days. So make sure you review the video. If you have any questions, go on to Google Classroom. And if you want to get started on your homework today, that's great. If not, you can start working on it tomorrow. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Miss ya. Bye-bye.